Hello and welcome back to the Fixed Income Securities series of animation. Let's continue with the next chapter, that is chapter 2.4, Classification of Fixed Income Securities based on Currencies. With increased globalization of financial markets, often investments are spread across continents, yielding cash flows in different currencies. Hence, bonds are hence bonds can also be classified on the basis of currencies. Chapter 2.4.1 Foreign Currency Denominated Bonds. Many governments as well as corporates issue bonds in overseas market in foreign currency denominations. For example, Indian companies typically issue US dollar denominated bonds to raise cheaper funds from international markets. However, these bonds can carry foreign currency risk as any devaluation of the domestic currency would increase the cost for the issuers as its repayment would be done by acquiring foreign currency from the market at higher exchange rate. Generally, bonds are named after the country of the currency in which the bonds is issued. Example: Yankee bonds, Samurai bonds, etc. A Yankee bond is a US dollar denominated bond that is issued in the USA by a non-US issuer. The Samurai bonds is a yen denominated bond that is issued in Japan by a non-Japanese issuer. A dual currency bond is issued with coupon being payable in one currency, while principal would be payable would be paid in another currency. Uh, Chapter 2.4.2 Masala bonds. Masala bonds are the debt securities issued by Indian corporates to raise money outside India, but the debt denominated in Indian rupees. Masala is a word recognized the world over for Indian species and was thus used by the World Bank backed International Financial Corporation for global bonds of Indian corporates. Unlike dollar bonds, where the borrower takes the currency risk, in case of masala bonds, the investors bear the currency risk. The first masala bond was issued by the IFC in November 2014, when it raised 1,000 crore to fund infrastructure projects in India. Later in August 2015, IFC for the first time issued green masala bonds and raised 3,150 crore to be used for private sector investments that address climate change in India. In July 2016, HDFC became the first Indian company to issue masala bonds to raise funds. Chapter 2.5 Classification of Fixed Income Securities based on embedded options. An embedded option bond is an instrument with a provision of callability by the issuer and putability by the investor. The optionality influences the price of the bond as the risk is higher for these bonds. The call feature incorporates the right of the issuer to call back, repay the bond on a specific date. The same way, the put provision of the bond gives the right to seek redemption of the bond by the investor on a particular date. A bond having call provision is likely to be called when the cost of refinancing the bond is low due to fall in interest rates. A bond having put option may encourage the investors to submit the bond for redemption when interest rate rises. The bonds with embedded options are valued using option premium. Chapter 2.5.1 Straight Bonds. A straight bond is a bond that pays interest at regular predetermined intervals and at maturity pays back the principal that was originally invested. A straight bond is also called a plain vanilla bond or bullet bond. These bonds pay regular coupon, which is typically fixed at the beginning or at the issuance time. It is the most basic form of debt investments. Chapter 2.5.2 Bond with a call option. A bond with a call provision gives the right to the bond issuer to call back the bond and pay the borrowed funds to investors before the original maturity date, but at the prefixed call date. The issuer invokes this only when the market interest rate is lower than the interest in the callable bond. However, the callable bonds generally require premium to be paid at the time of redemption when called. That's it for now. We will cover the next topic in next video.